there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Kit Conspiracy, where we are using a kit that is from our stash, but it is designed to go along with our 2024 cruise kits. And I do have some leftovers from that particular kit, but not a whole lot. So that kit was kind of featured around the Simple Vintage Coastal collection from Simple Stories. And, you know, you guys have probably heard this a few times now, or, okay, maybe it's just the second time since it was only a video yesterday. But, anyway, so I am documenting this beautiful church that was in Nassau, in the Bahamas. And, we went and walked around inside this church or cathedral, to see what was going on and stuff, and how beautiful it is inside. It is absolutely gorgeous and stunning. The stained glass was amazing. Just, you know, everything was just really beautiful. So we took a few pictures and spent a little bit of time there, and I definitely wanted to document that. This darker kind of reddish paper is from the Simple Vintage, I think it's Berry Fields or something like that, but it's kind of a pinky red, so I decided to go ahead and use that. I also pulled in some florals from the 49 and Market Alina collection, which has the peachy pinks and kind of goes a little bit more towards the orange than what we originally started with, but I'm making it all work. And then it also has the turquoise in it. And those florals are actually part of the packaging from that collection. I did not have any florals left that I know of, or at least not in this size. And so I had cut up the packaging and stuck it in with my stuff. And so I'm going to go ahead and use those today. I think they look really great with the, the stained glass having a lot of the reds and the blues in it. Now these other pieces that you see me auditioning here are also from the 49 and Market Alina collection, and so I'm going to cut those up. I'm cutting out this framework, seeing if I want to use the frame, and then I had that extra little blue frame that I already have tucked in there. I think it's also from that collection. And then this piece is from the 49 Market, the Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Coastal. So you can see that it does tie everything together. It's got a lot of the same colors in it as the 49 and Market collection. And so I'm going to make it all work together. I also have the 49 and Market film strips in the Lagoon color. And so I think that's going to work really well also, just to bring in more of the teal, turquoisey colors. And then I am roughing up all of my paper edges with an edge distressor. I think at this point I'm actually borrowing MK's edge distressor because I hadn't gotten to the point where I found mine yet when we were at this retreat. Mine was there, and it does make an appearance later, but I didn't have it at the point that I was doing this particular layout. So the way I can tell is because I have a magnet on the back of mine. I stick it on my Rascog cart, otherwise I lose it all the time. So the back of hers does not have the magnet on it, and that's how I know it's hers and not mine. In case you're wondering, they look identical otherwise, and they work fantastically, and the link for them is down below in the description box in case you're interested in that. I'm inking everything up with a little bit of black soot distress ink just to give a little bit of definition for all of these layers that I've got going on. That striped paper is from the Heidi Swap Set Sale collection. It's just a gray and white kind of pinstripey looking thing. And I like it because it's very neutral, but it adds some texture and some color to the layout. And I think it goes really well with the grays and the whites in the cathedral that we are visiting. So I decided to go ahead and put everything on top of that, and I really like the way that that ends up looking. It also helps all of the florals to pop because on top of the background paper they didn't pop quite so much, and so that's really kind of helping with that. Yeah, I'm liking how it's coming out so far. And while I go ahead and place a couple more pieces here, I want to remind you to go check out MK's channel. I don't know if she's got a video today or not. We have been posting Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This week I am going a little bit off schedule, and I did Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday and Saturday because of Stretch the Sketch being on Sunday and Stitches and Stencils being on Saturday. So I wanted to kind of break up the week a little bit for you and for myself as well. So that's why I'm a little off schedule, and then we will have our next kit release on Sunday the 23rd. Okay, so I'm liking how this is coming together so far. I do want to add a title to it. I don't know what color I want the title to be. I thought maybe just having it a kind of smoky gray, not imperfect white color was going to work. But yeah, you're going to see me redo these letters a couple of times actually. So this set of letters, I'm not exactly sure where they're from. I borrowed them from MK because she drove to the retreat, so she had more supplies with her than I did, and I didn't bring any dies because, well, they're heavy and I'm already paying for luggage to go, and so I did not want to incur more charges. So I just said, hey, can you throw in a couple of sets of alphas for me? And I'm happy to use them. And it's also kind of nice, you know, when you share supplies, because this is probably an alpha that I don't have, and so it's kind of nice to switch things up in your albums and, you know, use things that other people have as well, especially things that are non-consumable items or tools that, you know, you can use multiple times. So yeah, so you saw me use a lot of saltwater taffy there, but it was a little bit too pink and a little, you know, not quite enough reddy orange, and so I went back and inked them all up with some black. And so my title is going to be Christ Cathedral Church, which is the name of the place in Nassau, Bahamas. And I'm just going to write that down. If I did actually look up, there was a little plaque picture that I had that had the name of it, but it had a whole bunch of other information, and I didn't feel like I could print it and have it readable in the right size. I'd have had to print it large. So, I decided not to use it, and I will just handwrite in here at the bottom, in the bottom right hand corner of just below that striped paper, a little bit more information about where we're at. So yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. I do add a couple other things, which I'm going to show you the close-ups really slow because I didn't turn my camera on. And this happens quite often, especially when I am not at home. It does happen at home also, but especially if I'm not at home, it happens more frequently because you know, I get interrupted or I'm talking to somebody else, and then I start working on it and I forget that I hadn't turned on the record button. So I apologize for that. I am aligning my letters to line them up and be straight. I didn't have them centered very well with one another, but thankfully those florals are on top of the packaging, and so it gives me a little bit of extra wiggle room where I can slide things around. So as you can see there, I added a couple of the ribbon pieces from the 49 and Market collection, some of the little round sayings, and some butterflies, and a couple of the enamel dots or epoxy circles. So that is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. I'll see you guys again later this week with another one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.